Gimmick Puppet, the deck most well known for its giant puppet machine type monsters, and of course, giant grinders feet.
Nice.
Now unfortunately for the foot enjoyers watching this right now, despite having 6 legs, the new supporting Link monster doesn't actually have any feet at all. But for what it lacks in feet, it certainly makes up for in just being a pretty damn good card. So here's today's deck list. Now just a reminder before I go through the deck list, if you're enjoying today's video and see more content just like this in the future, especially new box content as I have a whole bunch of videos planned over the upcoming days, and also if you happen to be a returning viewer, as apparently about 50% of the people watching this or even subscribed to the channel, generally all of you are returning viewers who have seen my stuff before. So you find yourself keep coming back to the channel and want to see more content just like this in the future, remember to leave a like on this video and consider subscribing to the channel down below. Alright, let's get into the deck list. So I don't want to spend too much time on this portion of the video, as honestly, this deck list hasn't really changed a whole lot from the same sort of Gimmick Puppet deck list you would have seen like 7 or 8 months ago. It's basically the exact same deck list, only it's had a pretty decent back row upgrade, and of course the addition of the brand new Link monster. Gimmick Puppet Chimera Duel. 2 machine type monsters. During your main phase, if you control this Link summoned card, you can activate this effect. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of this turn except machine type Xyz monsters. Also take 1 Gimmick Puppet monster from your deck and either add it to your hand or send it to the graveyard. Then, if all monsters you control are Gimmick Puppet monsters, you can special summon 1 Gimmick Puppet monster from your hand. You only use the effect of Gimmick Puppet Chimera Duel once per turn. So this card is absolutely bonkers for this deck list, because before this card was released, this deck didn't actually have any searches in it. Sure, you were able to send cards to the graveyard with your Condolence Puppet, but there was no way to just actually search out your Terror Baby, which is the main way this deck kills your opponent going second, by normal summoning Terror Baby, bringing out your level 4 that you get from your skill, or using a copy of your Gear Changer, bringing out your Xyz monster that allows you to take your opponent's stuff, Xyz them into whatever big boy you've got, and then just beat over your opponent. So before this was actually released, getting that sort of OTK combo was really hard to do without just hard drawing it off of something like an advanced draw. But now we can do it very, very consistently. Now obviously this card is going to be used for way more than just summoning out your Gigantes doll, since it can search for any of your Gimmick Puppets in your deck list or send any of them to the graveyard, but rather than try to talk about its uses right now, it's probably just much better if I just show you during the gameplay. So without further ado, let's get into the gameplay. Alright, so today I have 5 replays to show you guys. Now I'm going to apologise in advance as I didn't actually get these from the ladder, I got them from playing in the KC Cup, which I had some pretty decent results on. It was a pretty easy climb, but it's generally an easier climb because the opponents are generally not as good as normal. At least most people aren't playing as much meta stuff as normal, so I don't think I actually saw a single salad player, which is pretty insane, but it also meant that my replays, they're not as good as normal, but it's still going to be a good showing of just how good this deck list is, especially if you want something to climb with in the KC Cup, just for a bit of fun. Alright. I definitely don't think, by the way, this deck list is going to be top tier, or even have the chance of being top tier, but it's certainly just a fun deck list, and this is a very significant upgrade for anyone that just happens to already own the Gimmick Puppets from when they were released a while ago. Alright. Oh yes, this is a very quick replay. So opponent sets 2 back row, which obviously he's probably got something really annoying there that I don't want to have to deal with. So I have my copy of Condolence Puppet in hand. Condolence Puppet can then send this card to the graveyard. Your Bisque and graveyard can be banished to make it so your Gimmick Puppets are not targetable by your opponent's card effects. So his 2 face downs are most likely, unless it's one of those warding points, whatever it's called, they're not going to be able to, they're normally going to be target effects, so Relinquish Puppet, sending my Dreary doll, getting my Destroy, which can destroy himself, very fitting name, summon out 2 level 8s from the hand, which I'm now going to go into my Chimera doll with. Chimera doll, searching for my special summon or magnet doll, so I can special summon it to the field with the Chimera doll's effect. Bring out the other dude, go into my strings, and I have enough damage for lethal on board. He activates the Dark Contract with the Witch. Unfortunately, replays don't show it here, but this dude sat here for a good pause. He was like, oh, huh, I can't target you, huh. And then he had to blow up his own card, and from there, he just leaves it himself. So the other cool thing about this new Link monster is the fact that it has the 1500 attack is super relevant, because most of your only Gimmick Puppet boss monster, your only big one, has only got 3000 attack, so you won't be able to lethal your opponent that well whilst having the Gimmick Puppet name still on field. Because you could go into like the 4500 attack monster, but if you do that, it can be targeted by your opponent's card effects again. So this means you can go into like a nice 1500 attack monster and the 3000 attack monster to then lethal your opponent. Alright. This was a Galaxy Eyes player. I think I bricked pretty hard here, but I just drew a bunch of back row, I think. Yeah, this is a pretty awful hand. I'm gonna use Relinquish Puppet, send your Dreary Doll once again. Destroy something out just one card, this feels awful. Summon back the Dreary Doll. Normally it's better to use your advanced draw on Dreary Doll itself, since Dreary Doll is the only level 8 in your deck list that locks you into only summoning Gimmick Puppet cards with it, whereas all your other ones can go into your other Gimmick Puppet dudes, such as, or your other non-Gimmick Puppets, such as your Zombiestein or your Sky Prison. But you will summon Sky Prison quite a lot in this deck list, especially if you come across something like Sal that needs the graveyard. Alright, set 3 and pass. He has 1 MST. Exceeds Galaxy, sending a dude to the graveyard, reviving it. Giving us a really nice animation. Just you wait till I see my Gimmick Puppet animation. Don't think I summoned it in this replay. I definitely summoned it in one of the replays though. Alright, Ekong will be trying to yoink his monster so that he can't, you know, exceed summon with it. He chains his Photon Stream to destroy my card, that's fine. I draw pretty badly, but I know my opponent's just going to be exceed summoning anyway, so I can just Warning Point it. Warning Point that so he can't exceed summon any further. Sorry, I'm actually going to wait for him to go into his bigger one first. Alright, Dreary Doll summoning out itself. Then going into my Chimera Doll. Chimera Doll searching for your Terror Baby. Terror Baby bringing back the level 4. Oh, sorry, the level 1, which can turn itself into a level 4. So I can see summon out my Gigantes Doll, taking control of his monster, which normally you'd use this card, you'd take control of 2 monsters, because normally the cards you steal from your opponent can't attack. But it turns out that this card, it only stops things attacking that are not Xyz monsters. So I can actually just yoink my opponent's 4000 attack Galaxy Eyes and beat him to death with it. Kind of a cool little interaction there. Because normally the idea of this card's obviously to steal your opponent's 2 monsters, then tribute itself to make them level 8, and then turn it into one of your Gimmick Puppet dudes. But in that situation, I can just yoink his 4000 attack Xyz monster and beat him to death with it. Alright, this is a hero player. I think this was another, I think most of my replays are just OTKing my opponent with that, yoink my opponent's stuff play. Simply because it just is the best way to win with this deck list. Ooh, another really shitty hand. I think my opponent does actually a shit ton of stuff here. Searches Liquid Soldier. Favorite Jewel. Miracle Fusion. Goes into one big boy, and then I think it goes into another big boy as well. Draws 2, gets a Neos Fusion. And sets 2 cards and passes. So first thing we do is we're actually going to activate Condolence Puppet, sending 3 cards to the graveyard, because he has 2 extra deck monsters on the field as well. Sending a copy of Terror Baby, a copy of Bisque, and of course your Dreary Doll that you can use with it, which I could have sent to the graveyard with the skill, but I sent it now anyway. Because both these cards, this card obviously banishes to make things untargetable, and this card you can banish so your opponent can't activate cards in response to your effects, or your Gimmick Puppet effects. It's very good at stopping your opponent having any annoying negates or anything like that. Or even having things like Mask Change, and they can't respond when you're trying to target them with stuff. Terror Baby bringing back my dude, going into Gigantes Doll. Yoinking his 2 monsters, making them both level 8. Summoning my strings. Dreary Doll. He activates Book of Moon, then realizes, huh. Again, there was a large pause there. Doesn't show on the replay, but there was a large pause where he was like, huh. I can't target your monster. Huh. And he's gone. Right. Damn, I swear I hope in one of these replays I actually did summon the big dude. I'm pretty sure I did. It'd be kind of weird if I did an entire Gimmick Puppet video where I didn't summon it. I know in this replay I didn't. This replay was also another quick one. It's kind of hard to get a variety in these replays, but most of them are just kind of yoinking my opponent's stuff and dicking him. Yeah, this dude was just playing Melodious. Thinking he was actually going to be able to survive just with the hand trap in hand and his indestructible Melodious Choir on field. Yeah, I'm afraid we kind of power crept past this at this point. Chris Puppet. It's a shame you conceded so early because I had a lot of stuff I wanted to do in this replay. Could destroy, summon out my level 4, summon out my other level 4, bring back the dude from the graveyard, going to my Gigantes doll, stealing his 2 monsters, and then I can then XC some with them, but he already conceded. It would have been so. I had so much more stuff I wanted to do with that replay, but unfortunately, yeah, he just conceded. Alright, final replay. Alright, so hopefully I summon the big boss dude in this. If I don't, I'll make sure to get at least one more replay in a second, and we won't call it after this one. So I've got to see the animation in this video. I can't not show the main boss monster of this deck list. Alright, oh, this is the, okay, this is cool. This is a really close game. This is against Infernoid. So Destroy. So I saw that he was playing Grit, and my first thought was, oh, he's playing Infernoid, because Infernoid is... A lot of Infernoid players are playing Grit, and there's not many other deck lists playing that at the moment. So I was like, he's probably playing Infernoid. So the first thing I try to summon is go out to level 8, so I can go into my Sky Prison, which basically stops my opponent being able to destroy my cards, destroy this card in the field, and it stops both players being able to special summon for the graveyard for the turn. Oh, for his turn. Yeah, for his turn, so it'll pass it back to me. So I'm basically locking him out of any graveyard summoning here, and stopping him being able to destroy this. Unfortunately though, he is running he's running this card and he did draw into it, which does allow me to banish my card. He also doesn't swing in with this card afterwards. I'm not sure if there was some kind of lock there or something, or maybe he wasn't trying to he was trying to not proc a skill or something. I don't think there's a lock on there that stops you attacking with it, but anyway. Either way, Terror Baby, sending out my dude. Condolence Puppet, sending a card to the graveyard. Unfortunately, this is actually really, really annoying. This card has... Yeah, these cards Infernoids have really good effects to kind of counter Gimmick Puppets, since they can banish cards from the graveyard. They have like DD Crow style effects. So he's going to banish my dude before I can get my Bisque in the graveyard, which would have stopped him targeting my stuff, or I would have sent a Terror Baby to the graveyard to stop him activating this in response to it. Either way, it's a bit annoying. But I can still go into Chimera doll, search out my Magnet doll, summon my 2 dudes, and not have enough damage for lethal. I can use my Condolence Puppet Engraved though to target this card and make it immune to destruction effects, which is pretty important because this deck list basically only has destruction effects in it. I don't know what Synchro monsters he's running, but at least in the main deck, outside of the banishing card he just used, yeah, he tries to summon his Board Wiper, can't destroy it, so instead I think has to result to battle instead. Goes into a Code Talker, summons back the dude, and has to result to battle to kill it. Alright, draw a Crackdown. Thankfully, his graveyard at this point doesn't have many... Actually, only has one Infernoid left, so there's no way he's going to be summoning that anytime soon. So from this point on, I just have to sort of wait it out. I'm not going to use my Crackdown yet, because his thing only has 1300 attack. I'm not super threatened by it, so I just wait. Draw a Bisque, can't do much with that. Not going to do any more damage, still is a Code Talker. Draw my Terror Baby. Terror Baby being at level 4. Go into Malevolent Sin. And he's gone. Alright, so I'm actually going to get one more replay after this, because I need to show off this dude's giant feet in the animation. That's a weird sentence to say. Alright, we're back. Now this is a replay that I had from earlier, but I didn't save it because I misplayed, and I think I changed the deck list a little bit after I got this one, so... But... it looks all the same anyway. Alright. Yeah, I definitely misplayed this one because I could have had lethal, but I didn't realize. I kind of forgot that your big dude actually has burn damage when it kills an Xyz monster specifically. I kind of forget it even has the burn damage on it. Alright, he summons out a Gustav Max. Big ass animation for this one. Actually, a really good animation. Alright. Does 1000 burn damage to me and passes back. Gonna use my Condolence Puppet. First thing I do, gonna be putting a copy of my my Terror Baby in the grave and my copy of Bisque, so I can use both their effects, so he can't respond to me and he can't target me. Malevolent Puppet setting my Dreary doll. Destroy, pop it himself, summoning my 2 dudes from hand. He activates a warning point, which is really annoying because it means both of these cards can't be used as material or use their effects. But thankfully I do have an advanced draw on hand, so I tribute the card, draw some more. Freeing up some space for a Terror Baby. Bring back the dude. Go into my Link monster. It's a very fancy animation. I don't think I showed the Link animation yet in this video, so we'll show it off. Chimera doll, searching the Bisque doll. Which we then special summon. Bring back Dreary. And go into, of course, the deck's big boss monster. Giant Grinder. And here's the animation you've been waiting for. There you go. Just didn't feel right making this video and not having it. Alright, for some reason, didn't summon in an attack position, despite being able to have lethal damage if I did. Pop his monster, burn him for a bit, and being like, oh. On the bright side though, I can use my Gimmick Puppet's Condolence Puppet effect to make this card immune to destruction, and pass the turn back. He's pretty screwed from here anyway, because he has no way, unless he has some back removal, he's got to deal with the Crackdown, so. Summons a dude, swings in, I Crackdown it. He activates Forbidden Lance, which is good and all, but it doesn't really do anything, because I just yoink at the end of the turn. Condolence Puppet setting a dude. I think I just did a bit of B-aiming here, this dude was very dead. Make it so my cards are untargetable, can't be responded to. Advanced draw, draw some more, using his card that we just stole. I think that's the main reason I'm running econs in this deck list as well, is because econs are really good in this deck list in combination with your dude that can keep summoning itself. You have plenty of resources for econing stuff, but we're also running Crackdown, and since we don't have too many Link monsters in here, because your skill kind of prevents you running generic Links, it means that if you have econs, you can use your Crackdown targets to tribute your opponent, or steal your opponent's stuff, or tribute your opponent's stuff. And we have your advanced draw, which can also tribute off things that you crack down. So it's a good way to try to get rid of your Crackdown targets, since Crackdown's still an amazing card. Alright, especially if you don't have some of the other selection box cards, which I don't have many warning points, so. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, remember to leave a like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, hope to see you guys in the next one. Laters.
Hey, big brother, can I watch SpongeBob?
Shut up, Mokuba. I'm busy flagging YouTube videos to compensate for the fact that I have an extremely small penis.
Oh.